Anthony Davis. Do you believe that one? Didn't think he could get it. He does way too much of that against the Hornets. What a swat that was for Anthony Davis. What a move. What a move. A beautiful play. LeBron. You can hear the crowd reaction every time he touches it. He's just going to pull his way to the basket for two. He just LeBron back the other way. Kept it himself with a layup. LeBron James now in double-digit scoring. Shovels to LeBron. Which way did he go? Inside. Sam Dunk inside. And you teach your son a lesson. LeBron James teaching a lesson.
Hello, YouTube. So we see with a dunk right there to start this off. Let's go. So free agency basically has come to a close. The Lakers, you know, they got AD. They didn't get a third star. You know, everyone was thinking maybe they'd get Kawhi. You know, maybe they'd get someone big. They didn't get those. They got a lot of solid players. So let's talk about if LeBron and AD can lead the Lakers to an NBA championship. You know, this year, next year. So I'm going to talk about LeBron and AD first, how they can work, you know, their strengths, and I'm going to talk about the team and everything too. So first off, LeBron and AD, you know, the pairing, it makes sense. You know, their skills, they go well with each other. AD's going to be the best big man LeBron's ever played with. You know, he's played with some great ones with Chris Bosh and Kevin Love and stuff, but AD's just on a whole nother level with those guys. And AD, you know, he's got someone that the defense actually have to stay attached to. He's not going to be the vocal point every game for the first time in his career. You know, he played with Drew Holiday, a great player, but, you know, he's a whole different kind of echelon player, and everyone just focused on him more than Drew Holiday. So LeBron and AD, first off, you got to think their pick and roll is going to be destructive. So LeBron, you know, great ball handler, and he's giant. You can't really, it's really tough to play him. The best thing to do is to play back and let him shoot. But if he starts hitting a couple threes, and then, I mean, you're going to have to play him like a sharp because he can go off. He can hit like 5, 6, 7 threes. So if you play him high, oh man, I don't even know how they'll do it actually. So I guess, like, you know, you got to play him high, hope he doesn't blow by you. Just to do that, you got to have somebody that can actually stick on him, a great defender, you know, someone like Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, blah, blah, blah. You can't switch because if you get anyone small in AD can just go straight to the post. LeBron can space it, and he can score on him every time. So their pick and roll is basically going to be dynamic. Oh, don't even get me started on the lobs. If they ever play, you know, too high, too low, if AD gets space going to the paint, it's going to be big lobs, and you're going to see that. And if they try to switch or something where AD gets the ball and LeBron cuts, you know, that's lobs the other way too. Both of them can hit each other with lobs. Both of them can, you know, pick and roll, pick and pop. Both of them got that skill. It's just tough, you know. So when they're not running pick and roll, AD, he can go to the corner, he can go to the top. He hits three-pointers at a really high rate. You know, it's really nice because LeBron, he plays best in a system where everybody can shoot. And actually, everybody on the court is going to be able to shoot this year for the most part. So I'll start getting into that. And then, you know, when AD's in the post, ooh, self-lob right here. When AD's in the post, you know, LeBron, he can sit corner, he can sit top. No one's going to leave LeBron open to help on AD. It's just, you know, you don't let someone like LeBron get going, even if he's not known as the greatest three-point shooter ever. And then he can cut, you know, AD can hit him on those cuts, lobs, anything like that. You see LeBron, he's got to get his own self-lob now that happened. Crazy stuff. So now we can talk about, you know, the Lakers, LeBron and AD, they're going to be great together. But, you know, of course, it's not just two people, it's a whole team. And, of course, the Lakers, you know, they wanted to go out and get another star in free agency. And that would have been cool if they did. You know, they would have had, like, you know, 3 of the best top 10 players in the NBA, and that would have been enough to win. But I like the signings they did. So when they missed out on Kawhi, as soon as he signed with the Clippers, the first thing they did was get Danny Green. You know, they gave him a bit of money. I think it was, you know, 2 years, $30 million, so like $15 million a year. And that's quite a bit for Danny Green. You know, they used a big chunk of that, like a third of that or whatever, what they had. But Danny Green kind of fits well with everything they need to do. So with LeBron and actually AD too, if you want to have spacing around them and you want to have defense, and Danny Green fits the bill for both those things. Danny Green over the regular season, I think he had there's a travel right there. It's crazy when 2K does that. I should have got away from him more. But anyway, so Danny Green, over the regular season, he had the best three-point percentage in the NBA. I know he kind of struggled in the playoffs. You know, he was Brick City out there. But, you know, he's a great shooter in the regular season, so in the playoffs, he should be able to keep on going. And his defense is always there. You know, he's underrated defensively, really, by an average fan. You know, I mean, if you know more about the NBA, you know Danny Green's one of the best on-ball defenders, He's just one of the top defenders in the NBA. So he's great on every team. There's a reason he's won, championships with San Antonio and Toronto. So after Danny Green fitting in there really well, he's going to start at shooting guard. They have Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley, you know, another great thing. He's known as a great defender. He can hit threes now. He can go inside. He can do a little bit. He's not just a cone. He can do a little bit himself. And he kind of, because they're going to play LeBron at point guard. So when Avery Bradley's in there, of course, you don't want LeBron chasing around everyone like Steph Curry and, you know, the fastest point guards in the game, like, you know, James Harden as well. You can put Avery Bradley on him. He can do that. LeBron can guard someone, you know, less fast, not waste all his energy. And, of course, on offense, Avery Bradley can do his thing, spot up for threes and stuff. So they got them in there. You know, they still have Kuzma. Kuzma, you know, he could be a better three-point shooter, but he can't hit him. You know, he's got the respect. He's a big dude. He's kind of the third dude on the team to get offense, if you're not counting DeMarcus Cousins. And I'm about to get into DeMarcus Cousins. But Kuzma, you know, his defense, it could be more desired, but he's a big body. We'll just see how it works out. I'm not sure what the starting lineup's going to be. I think it's going to be LeBron, AD, Danny Green, Kuzma, and maybe Avery Bradley. They're either going to have, I don't know, because DeMarcus Cousins, let me go ahead and talk about DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins, you know, people, they weren't too high on him after the postseason stuff he had. But when this man came back in the regular season, he was averaging like, 17 and 10. They're taking a gamble on him. You know, his defense, it is what it is, but he's still a big body, so if he just has a little bit of athleticism, you know, he's being tall, because they got AD. AD can guard the more perimeter big, and then DeMarcus can just protect the paint, you know, play under the screen. They got a lot of great defenders, so even if he's not the greatest, as long as he can do rim protection, that should do it. And if he can come back, you know, offensively like he was, because this man, DeMarcus Cousins, he was, you know, people consider him the best center in the NBA before he tore his Achilles. You know, he can shoot, and that's another thing, man. If they do play two bigs with AD and Cousin, they both can still shoot, and they got LeBron. They got a big lineup if they go that way. But you know, he can shoot. He's a great rebounder. He's physical. So if they, you know, if they're trying to guard AD and LeBron, and he's got a mismatch, and really they could give it to Cousins if he's got to go and score, you know, 10, 12 points right off the bat, rattle it off, and make him have to switch their matchups. So Cousin, you know, he's an X factor. If he goes crazy and he's scoring, and then it's really unstoppable. They could be playing some bully ball, having a giant lineup. But I think it'd be better if they kind of rolled with the LeBron, Avery, Danny Green, Kuzma, and AD, because then it's basically like LeBron's playing point guard on offense, but he's playing small forward on defense. Because Avery and Danny Green, they can take the two best scorers on the other team. LeBron, you know, he can take the worser perimeter dude, and, you know, he can chill, save his energy for offense. AD, you know, he can hold the paint. Kuzma can play the worser of the big men. And I feel like it just, you know, it makes sense. And this team, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Last year, the Lakers, it didn't really, you know, they had Rondo. They still have Rondo as a backup point guard. And, you know, it's good backup point guard. You know, Rondo, he can always come in playoff Rondo mode, start averaging triple-doubles. So he could be another X factor for a game. But it just makes sense. Last year, they didn't have the shooting. You know, they had ball handlers when LeBron, he really should just be handling the ball. That's how he likes to play. I know he said he might want to do more off ball, but it just doesn't make sense. Just give him the ball, you know, 5 out, run pick and roll, and just hit shots when he passes it to you. And that kind of does it for him. So overall, you know, I believe in this team. I think it's just constructed so well. There's a lot. I mean, there's no super teams this season because you know, the Warriors, they're without Clay for a while, so it's just going to be Curry and Draymond. It's a lot of, you know, duos. They do have the other LA team with Kawhi and Paul George, and they are two great defenders. That's going to give LeBron and AD and everybody trouble. And man, they got Patrick Beverley too. That's going to be a tough matchup. The Warriors, you know, Steph and Draymond, that's still formidable. You know, Houston, Harden and Westbrook, you know, we'll have to see what happens with that. And then, you know, out east, you know, like Giannis and Chris Middleton. There's just a whole bunch of duos, but nobody's like so much better than the other teams. So, I mean, the Lakers, it's wide open. They could definitely do it. Hopefully they get their chemistry down by the middle of the season. They just pop off. Everyone's hitting threes, playing defense. LeBron and AD doing their thing. I mean, they could really have the two best players on the floor any night, no matter what team they play. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. It's Tonic. I'm out. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.